kiddos. I hope you guys enjoyed watching those day in the life of a Roman videos. Today your activity is going to be a little arts and craftsy, kind of break away from the writing assignments and stuff like that. So you are going to be making a wall sign, specifically a wall sign with your Roman name on them. Now, Romans had many signs painted and plastered all over their walls. People could even scratch like messages onto signs and stuff like that. But we're going to be doing specific ones for our names. But I need to explain how Roman boy and girl names worked. Now, for Roman boys, you had at least two names, a praenomen, which is going to be your personal name, and a nomen, which was your family name. So as a modern kind of culture, I use my brother, for example. His name is Alejo Santos. So his praenomen is Alejo, his personal name, and his nomen is Santos, the family name. Using a Roman example, the praenomen of Gaius Julius Caesar, the Roman leader, was Gaius, and his nomen was Julius. Now, Roman men, like Gaius Julius Caesar, would add a third name after the first two, and it was called the cognomen, which is their clan name or a nickname. So, for example, the cognomen of Marcus Tullius Cicero was Cicero, or Gaius Julius Caesar, his cognomen was Caesar. So, within a family, a boy is going to be called his praenomen. So, for Gaius Julius Caesar, it was going to be Gaius. But everyone else would call him by his nomen or cognomen. So, Julius or Caesar. And so there were only about 20 different personal names that really existed within Roman society. So whenever a crowd of Romans gathered, there would be many different people with the same praenomen. It's kind of like the name John or John Smith, but like John. Many people are named John. Let's see, who are some? We have, like, in the 5th grade class, there are 3 Jacobs, right? So we have to call them each by their first name and the initial of their last name, right? Because there's so many similar or exactly the same personal names. So you boys in our class are going to choose a Roman boy name for yourself, that particular praenomen, and then you can change your own first name to make it sound like a Latin praenomen. And then you can change your family name to sound like a Latin nomen, and then add a nickname as your cognomen if you like. So, for example, if your name is Paul Smith, you're going to change your name. You could change your name to Paulus Smithus. If you're a fast runner, you might add the cognomen, which means quick. So you can look in a Latin dictionary. You can look on Google Translate to find a word that means fast, and then add that to your whole Roman boy name. I'll put a couple of examples for you boys, and I'll be able to kind of differentiate what is going to be one for boys and which ones are going to be for girls. Because girls, this is what our signs are going to look like. Roman women only had one name, or only known by one name throughout their lives, and it was usually based off their father's nomen. So, and then they would add a feminine ending like A. So, for example, Gaius Julius Caesar's daughter was called Julia, or Marcus Tullius Cicero's daughter was called Tullia. And if a father had more than one daughter, a word was added to show that if a daughter was elder or younger, or first or second or third. So, for example, for Julius Caesar, his eldest daughter would have been Julia Meyer, or Julia the Elder. And then she could also be called Julia Prima, or Julia the First. His second daughter would have been Julia Minor, Julia the Younger, or Julia Secunda, Julia the Second. After Roman times, people in many countries gave their daughters a Latin word as a name. So instead of using your family name, you can use a Roman name, and you can choose a Latin word that I will, or Latin name that I will provide for you. Because I am a woman, I went, and this is probably going to look backwards because I'm doing a front-facing camera. But my father's last name, so ergo the name that you guys know me as, Miss Santos, my father's last name is Santos. So if I were to take my father's last name and then change it so that it would have a feminine ending, it could either be an A or an IA. So I changed it from Santos to Santia, Santia. I did that because if I just put an A after Santa, it would have been Santa, and that wasn't cool. So I went with Santia. And so because I am my father's only daughter, I would just be known as Santia. If I had a younger sister, I would be Santia Meyer or Santia Prima. And then my younger sister would be Santia Segunda. Okay, so kind of keep that in mind if you want to create one of those. So just some basic things. You guys can be as creative as you want. I just made it very simple. I put my name right in the center of this page. I gave myself a little border, and then I can put this either on my refrigerator, I could put it on next to my door, I can hang it up. I might even put it in the classroom. At some point, I might make it a little bit more decorative than this, but I could do that. And what I want you guys to do is create your sign, take a picture of it, and send it in via Google Docs. Now, you guys can be as creative as you want with this, go as crazy. This is going to be the basic standard for this template. I want it to look neat, one. I want it to be legible, so I need to be able to read your name. And I want to see that you did your best, because I know some of you are going to say, I did my best, Ms. Santos, but you just kind of scribbled your whole way through. We're not going with that. You are going to give me your best work. Okay, so do that, turn that into me. I'm going to give you guys today and tomorrow to kind of half of tomorrow to work on it, to turn it in. All right, kiddos, I hope you guys enjoy this activity because I had a lot of fun making this, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.